Hello there, this is Kush Sharma from Creative Pad Media. In this tutorial, we're going to be seeing how we can use an amazing AI tool to create some product shots just by having an original shot of the product, like a very ordinary shot. And we will be able to create the backgrounds in such a way that not only does the background change, but it changes the lighting on the subject also, on the product also. So this is a great tool. I've been very impressed with this. And by far, out of the tools at least which allow you to use the tool up to a certain extent for free with some free credits, this just beats the competition. Like there's no competition at all. Let me tell you straight away, this is the best tool where you can at least generate around 20 images for free. Okay, so let's get started with this tool. I've given you a couple of images as well as the link to this tool will be found in the description of this video. You will be able to find any other link that is relevant also in the description. So now let's get started. Once you go to Mokker AI, you're going to see this page in front of you. Just hit this button that says create with Mokker and then create a free account. Once you do that, you're going to see this window and you're going to see that you have 20 photo credits, which basically allow you to create 20 free images. And that's pretty much a lot for, let's say, at least a photo shoot for a single product. So I think they are fairly liberal with this. Okay, so let's get started with this. Now, there are a couple of ways to get started or go to the main interface in this tool. Okay, one is that you can directly upload your product here. So any shot that you have of any product of yours, just upload it here. It's going to remove the background. It's mainly only going to keep the product intact, and then you'll be able to change it to the professional looking backgrounds. Or if you have a PNG image like the one that I have given you, if you want to follow along with me, right now would be the time to upload that image of the perfume bottle right here. So let's do that. Right, so the moment you upload the shot, it's going to take you to this page where it starts to show you some templates and other things. For some reason right now this is not loading, and to be frank, this is not that important, but because we are actually going to do this from the main interface. So right now what you can do is just click on any of those templates. It doesn't matter, because what we want is we want to get to this interface. This is the main interface from where you actually generate these shots. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do is let me even just click on this. So this is the bottle that we had uploaded, and just hit these dots and just delete it. So everything happens on this little checkered board that you're seeing here. We're going to place different things here, like the design elements, our own product, and then you generate a photo from this mock-up, which comes right here. Okay. So before I talk about, because this is a slightly long video, I'm going to be walking you through all the settings here, because some of the settings here are very, very important. Okay, they literally make or break your shot. So, but what I want to just quickly do is also just want to give you a little preview of how this tool works in a quick manner. Okay, so let's say right now we have this empty checkered board here, right? So let's start designing something. The first thing that we can do here is we can go over to templates. And right now, okay, like I said, just to keep things simple, you have a lot of templates, you have a lot of categories. We're going to be seeing some of them. Let's just select a basic image that we're liking. Maybe like something like this looks professional, and just hit this option that says yes, replace the template, because remember we had originally clicked on a template to come to this page. Okay, so you can see that this right now has replaced the template. Right now, let's just get rid of our product also, because we can add this back anytime. So you can see we clicked on this, and now we're kind of seeing something similar, like white hair. Okay, but this doesn't look like an image right now. So this is just going to be like a small little rough design out of which the AI image is created. And you can actually add things to it, change things. Okay, so let's say, for instance, let's select this one. Now again, we're going to say replace template. Okay, and you can see it's trying to create that again, right? And automatically, instead of this, it's adding our own product that we had uploaded initially. So let's just delete it, because if anytime we need to add our product, we can always do it from this products thing. Okay, so just to generate our first image, before really I talk about the other settings, let's just do this. We have gone to products. We already had uploaded our PNG image of this perfume bottle. Let's place it on top of this little cube design that we are seeing. And then you get a couple of options, which also we'll talk about. Right now, don't worry about it, okay? You are also seeing this prompt window where you can change the prompt also if you want. We're going to see this later also in a very detailed way. Right now, we're just going to hit generate photos. There's also this button, which is extremely important, but right now we're not going to worry about it. We're just simply going to hit generate photos. Yes, one very important thing before you hit generate photos. Since you get 20 photo credits, okay, you don't want to expire or make these credits go away very fast, because what's going to happen is that once you hit generate photos, this will give you 4 generations, 4 variations, okay? That means we'll be down to 16. And we won't, if we keep doing that, we are going to run out of the credits pretty quickly. So what you can do here is, before you do anything else, there's one very important option on this little toolbar here, which is studio options. Yes, under studio options, you're going to see my options, images generated. Change this to 1. So we're only going to get 1 image here, and it's only going to consume 1 credit, because those 4 variations don't really make a difference, because sometimes you may not be happy with the result, and if you're not happy with all the 4, then it's a waste, right? So just make sure this is 1, and now we are all set for this. Now, one issue with this tool is when you do hit generate photos, you would probably expect kind of like something to start rendering here, and you're seeing a thumbnail. It does happen sometimes, it doesn't happen other times, okay? That's one downside of this tool, that you just have to, when you don't see anything rendering over here, just refresh the page, okay, like this. And then you will be able to see that, yes, it is rendering this. Because otherwise what happens is you keep hitting generate, you feel like, oh, it's not coming, I must not have hit the button, and you keep hitting the button, and it's just going to keep consuming the credits and still give you just 1 image, okay? So just make sure you've hit generate properly, and if it's not coming, just refresh the page. That's all, okay? So right now you can see that it's starting to make this image, and you can always just click on it and check whether it's done or not, okay? If it's taking too much time, just do the same thing again. Just refresh the page, okay? And now you can see that this image is complete. And you can see this looks absolutely amazing, right? Looks like one of those sleek professional shots. And we just chose like a very, very basic template, okay? So this is how, just in a very simple way, this tool works. You select the template. If you want to make some changes, like I'll be showing you later, you can from here. You can change these things and you generate the photo. But now let's start to see this in more details. What are some of the things that you can do to customize the result here? So let's start this process again, okay? This time again, we're going to go to templates, and let's also explore some templates here. Now, are you seeing that under certain templates, it says Iris 2, whereas in some of the templates, it doesn't say anything, right? This is the model, the name of the model, the AI model that is generating this image. Their Iris model, right now I'm making this video in January 2025, Iris 2 version is the latest model that they have. Okay, and I'll soon be telling you from where you can even change the models. But what this means is that these templates can only be used with the Iris model. They can't be used with other models, because we will be able to select other models also if we want, okay? But just know that, yes, this template is for that. But let's just look at some templates. That's also, you know, a lot of fun. So you can see they've got some really amazing templates. And whenever you click on any template, it's just going to replace everything, and it's in some and most of the cases, like how we came to this interface was by uploading our product photo. Then in that case, it's going to also replace this with the perfume bottle. But if you had come here just by using some other means, not like the way we came to this interface, and it doesn't know what product you have, then you'll have to manually delete the product that shows up here, their own product, for example, in this case, and then add your own product. Okay, so it's very easy to understand. So right now, let's just see some of the ones here. You can see this looks good. Also, let's just see some other categories also. They have simple, they have flat lay also. The ones in which the product is standing is pretty much your choice. You can choose anything. There are some good ones on the outdoor category also. Like you can see here, this can probably work well for us because it's blue. There's a lot of blues here, right? So you can do this on your own. Just check out the different categories. You can see they have a lot of different options here. To be frank, even I have not seen a lot of them. There's a minimalist category. Also, there's a flat lay category, which probably won't be suited to this angle of the shot. But yeah, if you have something which you've clicked from a top angle, this can work great, okay? Right now, let's go back to simple and let's select maybe this one, okay? So we're going to say replace template. Well, I just want to show you that you can customize these things. So this time, can you see that probably hasn't changed the product. So we just have to delete this product. So just click on it. Unfortunately, the keyboard doesn't work, I've seen. Okay, so you just have to, like, if I hit the delete key, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Usually it doesn't work. So just hit these dots after clicking the product and just delete it. Okay. I also don't want these two cubes on the right. I want something in the center. Okay. So what I can do here is I can actually just delete this also. And now I have a choice. Maybe I can shift this in the center. But then what I don't like is that this cube is slightly like at an angle, right? It's being turned. So we're seeing this edge here. I don't want that. I want the whole of this surface area to face me. Okay. So I'm also going to delete this, but I do want the cube. That's where one of the settings here is, remember, products was for our own product. We can anytime upload our own product shots. This is one of our products, but they also have something called as props. So I can go here and they have a lot of props, like, like you can pretty much search for anything. They have things like flowers, leaves, and all these things. Okay. So you can see here, they've got some of the stuff here. Maybe what we're going to do is, they have some categories also, but we can just search for a cube. And it's going to show us the different cube designs that it has. Now I'm looking for something that is like this, right? So I can just hit this, want it slightly bigger, and I can just place it here. So we're just making our rough design. Let's make it slightly bigger since we just have one cube here. Okay. And also let's see if we can give us like a leaf, which we can probably place here, because I just want to show you how these things work. I'm not sure how this will turn out because I've not tried this before. Let's just say, okay, something like this. We want a little flower here also, okay, or a leaf. And we'll probably place it just on the right. Now, since they had given us that original product of theirs, we deleted it. We're going to add our own product back. And then we can just make it slightly smaller because you can see it's going out of the canvas. So maybe we can just place it something like this. I would have loved if they would have given those grids that come often with a lot of software. When you're moving something, it shows you that, yes, it's right in the center. Unfortunately, they don't have it in this particular software. And to be frank, I'll be asking too much of it, but I think it does a pretty good job. Okay. Then, so if let's say we are happy with this, we know that, yes, there's going to be like that blue water behind, there's going to be a sky behind here, because that was the template that we're using. We've made some customizations here. And then we can add some styles also. Remember, we removed all the styles. This is the simple style, but if we want, there are certain styles. Like, for example, I can have a sunrise style. Okay. I can have a studio style. But here we don't want that. I can have a beach, which probably will work better here. And you can experiment with this later on. If you want a dark, moody shot of this, you can select Dark Spirit Studio. But what I've seen is the style doesn't make that much of a difference. This design that you're making makes a lot of difference, and this prompt makes a lot of difference. In fact, in the edits that are about to come now, we'll actually be creating a very detailed prompt, and I'll be showing you how you can do that using ChatGPT. Okay. So right now, let's not change any other thing because we've already seen one element here, which was different than the earlier variation. And right now, I'm on 19 photo credits. I can hit. Now, yes, one very important thing. So remember, I told you, you can change the model, right? We saw that Iris 2 thing. That is done from here. So if you just click on this button next to the generate button, we can select what we call as the baseline model or the Iris 2, okay? Iris 2 is the latest model. So you can see it's the new model, but it's less predictable. So it's kind of like in the beta stage right now, okay? And this is the baseline model. This is the tried and tested model. There is a huge amount of difference in the images that they generate, like day and night sometimes, okay? I'm going to be showing you, just after we generate this image, I'm going to be showing you around 5 different variations where we'll be able to compare, where I use the baseline model as well as the Iris model. So you'll be able to see exactly what differences it produces, everything else being the same, okay? But right now, what we're going to do is, let's stick to Iris because this is the new model, okay? So now we will hit generate photos, and let's see if we start getting that thumbnail. In case we are not getting the thumbnail, now you know what to do. We're simply just going to refresh this, and hopefully now we should have been able to see this. It's still not coming. Let's just refresh it once more. And now you can see that, yeah, it took some time, but you can see it's starting to design that particular thing. Maybe it took a lot of time because I added some things, customized a lot of things, but that's fine. It's still taking its time. And I've seen on Iris 2, it just takes, I think, few seconds longer than the normal model because I think it's way more realistic than their baseline model, okay? Let's just refresh this once more. I just wish they solved this problem of refreshing it. But when you finally get the result, you don't really mind because the result looks so amazing. So let's click on this photograph. And yeah, this was probably, I think overall, this looks absolutely sleek and fantastic, right? What I don't probably like is I don't like how it's treated the leaf here. It just sort of feels, it doesn't look bad, but I was going for something which probably would have looked a bit bigger. So maybe I could have increased the size of the leaf, okay? But it's okay. This overall shot also, I think, looks great. And whenever you are happy with this, okay, you have two choices. One is you can replace the product. Obviously, if you like something, you have more products, you can simply hit replace product. It'll take you back to the canvas board and you can put the next product, but it's going to keep everything else the same. Or you can just hit download image, which will obviously save the image. And the best part, it doesn't even downscale the image. Gives you, because they're kind of giving you a free trial, so they basically give you like the full resolution, okay? And there's no watermark also. That's brilliant. So you can do that. So this, again, is how this works with a little bit of customization. Now what we're going to do is we are not going to rely on the template. I also want to show you how you can create something from scratch just by using the prompt, okay? But before that, what I want to do is, remember I told you I will be showing you some images with baseline and some with iris, okay? So let me show you a couple of tests that I did and let's see what were the differences produced when we used the same template for both the models, okay? So let's go there. All right, so this was one of the images that I generated with just writing a prompt. So I wrote a prompt which was related to flowers. We'll soon be seeing how that can be done just after this, okay? But basically this was done using a prompt and not a template. This is with the baseline model. And you can see, right, sometimes it just doesn't look very good. I used the same prompt and I selected the new latest iris model, which we just used, and see the difference now. This looks way, way better than this, right? So definitely there's no doubt iris looks amazing. Let's see some other examples also of this where everything else was the same. This was one example where baseline just didn't work well at all. Okay, this is actually from one of their templates in the bathroom category. So I used their template, simply placed the product over there. Baseline model this was not bad actually, but it just somehow didn't look real because of the angle and the perspective. But just see the same thing with iris gave this. Now this didn't really follow the template too well. That sometimes is the problem with the iris model, that yes, it produces a more realistic image, but sometimes it can ignore the template. That means we're not seeing that bathroom template even though I had actually used it, just like in the last one, okay? But didn't produce those elements. But overall, if I had to choose one shot between these two, I would choose this one because this one just looks really nice, okay? Here is another one. So this was with their own template. I don't think this looks really good. In fact, this is how most of the other free AI tools look. Okay, that's why I've not really been impressed with any one of them till the time I started using Mokker AI. Okay, so this is how it's looking on the baseline model. Same template on the iris model. Can you see it? Definitely, I think it's more geared towards a minimalist kind of a result. But I think it just looks better, even though there are less elements as compared to this, right? So this looks good. However, I was surprised that in some cases, either they both were equally good, or sometimes even I felt that baseline was actually better than iris. So let me just show you some of those also. For instance, this is something similar to what we just created. This is with the baseline model, okay? And it really followed the design very, very well because it kept the cube of the color as it is. So the baseline really sticks to whatever is there on the board, on the canvas board, okay? But just see the same thing with iris. I think definitely looks better, looks more cleaner, more sleeker. But then, can you see that it has changed this color cast on the cube? It kind of looks a bit bluish. So again, it's not exactly following what we're doing on that board, okay? But I think both of these look pretty good. Okay. Then there was this one where I actually liked the baseline model more. Okay. So remember when we just generated that image with the leaf, it didn't really look good. When you're adding something like that, I've just seen baseline produces better looking shots. For example, I had added a flower on the left of this bottle in one of the templates, and it really produced a very nice image. That same thing when I did with Iris for this particular shot, it actually just ignored the flower altogether. Okay, it just gave this. This also doesn't look bad, but the earlier shot looked more dramatic, and I think it looked much better than this. Okay, then there's another shot. This is the baseline version. This is straight out of the template. I didn't make any customization, just changed over the product from theirs and just ran the model. This is the baseline result. And the iris result was totally different than the template. It even changed it to something like yellowish color. It even changed the stone. And it was not similar to what we had started off with. So it's safe to say iris images look much better. But if you want to stick to what is there on the template exactly, baseline works better. Sometimes it's just best to try out both. It'll cost you another credit, but then sometimes you just don't know which is going to give you a better result. Now let's get back to the tool and let's see how we can create an image completely from our own prompt and not by relying on a template. So what we're going to do now is, let's do one thing. We had made this. Let's just delete, apart from our product here, let's just delete everything. So let's, again, the keyboard doesn't work. I always end up pressing delete, nothing happens. But just delete it manually, okay? We want this to be empty, okay? Let's move this, let's say somewhere. So we'll do this later because I'm going to be showing you a reference image. Let's remove any sort of style. Let's also remove any, let's just select all and delete this. So except for our product right now, we are not relying on anything that was done by Mokker, okay? Now what we're going to do is let's go back here because I've got this reference image for you. So let's say that we found this image somewhere and we really liked it and we want to create something similar to this. Now, this is not available as a template in Mokker. So how do we do this? Okay, so we've got the image. What we're going to do is we're going to take the help of ChatGPT. So go to ChatGPT, attach this particular image. Let's do that. And we're just going to say prompt to create the attached image. But remember, in the attached image, the bottle is yellow. So we're just going to say our product is a blue bottle, blue perfume bottle. So just ChatGPT will know that, yes, instead of yellow, it's going to just change those words of the prompt to blue. And we are just going to hit this because even though you can write something like this on your own, I just feel it takes a lot of time. And AI helping another AI is always good, okay? So you can see an elegant commercial photograph of a blue perfume bottle. That's because we mentioned this. So we can just copy this whole thing, or not this last part, till it's here. Go back to Mokker. We don't have anything else apart from the prompt, okay? We're going to paste the prompt here. And remember, in the original image, the reference image, the bottle is slightly to the right. So we're going to just slightly decrease the size and just going to place it in the rule of thirds composition. So maybe I think something like this should be fine, okay? For this, for sure, we are going to use the iris model. The iris is better for prompts, okay? And let's hit generate photos and let's wait for the result here. All right, so this time you can see I didn't have to refresh it. The thumbnail started coming here. It's rendering things here. But even after that, I've seen then you have to just wait for a very long time for this to start making sense. So even here, even if the thumbnail does come, sometimes I just like to refresh it and it just comes on its own. And this looks absolutely amazing, right? So if you open this up, that is brilliant. Maybe since I'm a photographer, and if you are a photographer, yeah, you would probably nitpick and say this, the background looks a bit fake and all, but I mean, I think this is still absolutely amazing. And it's so close to what we had for the reference image. So you can clearly see this is an absolutely amazing AI tool. And if you just stick to one photo per generation, it is fairly liberal. And we're just going to open this up and see the cost for this. So if you do run out of credits, this is what you have to pay on a monthly basis, which is $20 per month, and you get to generate 500 photos per month, which is also not bad. And finally, some of the options that I really didn't talk about, which were not too important. There's a mood board here, which is if you have a team, then you can design stuff here together. You can collaborate together. So it's great for people who are working together. And then there's this a resize option which allows you to even change things like the aspect ratios if you want to upload it to different social media platforms directly, upscaling to 4K and all these things. However, this is only available on the Pro plan. Now, what I've planned to do going forward with this, since I'm also experimenting a lot with this tool, is that I want to try this with different products, even products which don't already look as good as what this bottle did. Like maybe like a very ordinary looking product, like how we've clicked it. Let's say we've clicked it with our cell phone, something like that. Okay, so I'm still doing those experiments, and if you want to follow along all that I'm doing with AI tools like Mokker and other tools, then make sure you subscribe. And in case you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. I'll really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.